Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. It's April 19th, and we're going to see if we can't get these sweet potatoes in the ground. Well, we have a bunch of healthy slips here. I don't know if we have enough to plant this whole area. Those were our orange ones, and these, I believe, are our purple ones, I think. Yes, it looks like. And these are the purple ones. And what we're going to do is we're going to start pulling these out, and we're going to see if we can't get these planted. Now, it's a little more sun coming out than what I'd like. There's a lot of wind. Wind is bad as far as drying out leaves. But I can run my sprinkler and keep extra water if I need to. Now, it rained yesterday. We got roughly a quarter inch, which saturated it good. I watered it overnight the day before to make sure it had a good amount of water. And so it should be good and moist. We'll just put down a little fertilizer when we plant these and see about getting them in the ground. We're going to begin here back on April 16th. We've taken and we put 2 to 3 inches of compost on each of these rows. Now, we're not going to do this like we did last year. Of course, I said I wasn't going to do this last year. I was going to take very care, and I didn't. But this year, we're going to go all out. Now, I didn't make raised beds. It kind of looks like it. I just used my ATV, which has got it's about 4 foot wide overall, so it makes a good 3 foot center on the rows. And I did make the rows a little wider so I didn't go right in the groove. That'd give me enough room for these sweet potatoes to kind of manage them until I get them down. Now, I prepared this today, but I'm not going to plant these sweet potatoes for a couple more days because today and tomorrow it's going to be sunny. And you don't plant sweet potatoes on sunny days. It just doesn't work out good to get a good grab hold on. Tuesday, it's supposed to be partly cloudy, slight chance of rain, and then Wednesday I think it's about a 50% chance of rain. But we're going to water these in good. We've got the sprayers going. We want this ground good and saturated when it comes time to start planting these. So we'll be back to this plot in about 2 days. Okay, now these are the sweet potatoes that we planted to grow slips off of. And you can see these slips. These are nice, healthy slips, got good little roots on them. And what we're going to go do is go through here. Now, some of these longer ones that are in here, like this one, you can see these are growing roots at different places on it. These can be cut apart, and we can put these in as separate slips. So anyway, we're going to get started with this, getting these into the bed. Okay, we're just pulling a little hole and sticking them in. We're fertilizing it here. Throw some fertilizer where we want them. We're burying them good. You can bury pretty much most of it. Now, some of them, like this one, doesn't have any roots, and you just bury that good, it'll root on in. As long as your soil stays good and moist, you don't have any problem. But with this going fast, we're going to get the rest of these planted, and then we're going to work on the purple ones. Okay, we've got all the slips out of here. Now, the plan are to grow more, so what we're going to do is we're just going to water this again. Of course, we have some other slips or some other sweet potatoes planted, but we're just going to water this, and what's going to happen is these potatoes will grow some more slips out of these two trays. It always seems that the Stokes Purple grow more slips from the same amount of potatoes. But anyway, I'm going to get some more fertilizer and we'll get this finished up. Well, there we go. Got all the slips in the ground, and the sun's trying to come out and heat things up. And old lazy dog there's laying down, and I'm sure she's not going to stay there once I turn that water on. But anyway, if you don't know about sweet potatoes, now, like I say, there's two varieties here. One is a variety that we saved sweet potatoes from back in 2016, and we've been planting them ever since. Just save some and always plant them. The other variety is Stokes Purple, which we bought some organic Stokes Purple some years back. And we've been planting these, I guess, about 4 years now, just saving some sweet potatoes. Now, understand that from this point here, roughly, it's it's 120 days for sweet potatoes. So if you're up north, you really have to. If you're going to try to grow sweet potatoes, you really have to do some figuring, because sweet potatoes like hot weather, and if they don't get good warm weather and plenty of water, they're not going to do well. And that's one thing to consider if you're going to plant them. I encourage people to grow stuff, but if depending on where you're at, to where there's certain things you can grow. But there's nothing like your organic homegrown. For those of you that don't like pesticides and everything else. And sweet potatoes normally, is if they're healthy and they get plenty of water, they don't get heat stress. They don't have too many pests that can affect them. They grow ridiculously fast if they've got fairly fertile soil. And I know I've had them to where the vines between, you couldn't even tell the rows. In fact, the carrots should be harvested way before, because these are going to come out at least 5 foot on this side. Even though I'm going to try to train them back, they're going to come over this way, and they're going to pile up somewhere around 2.5, 3 feet in the middle. They'll just keep growing on top of each other. So they do sprawl out, and they like some room. And I like to grow them this way. If you grow them in containers, they don't have the opportunity to root at different sections, and I could have showed you that on a few slips that I buried to encourage root growth on them. But when a vine comes out, if you just throw dirt on it, and we'll go through that probably somewhere during the process, it's going to root there, and it's going to start setting sweet potatoes there. And if it has a long enough time, if that's done early enough, they'll be as large as your main crop. But you'll have sweet potatoes everywhere that vine sets down roots. You'll get a bunch of, they'll be smaller ones, but like I say, if they get plenty of moisture, plenty of fertilizer, they'll be good eating size. But anyway, I hope you found some value in this, and I thank you for watching. And if you want to see more, of course, you can just subscribe to my channel. Enjoy that gardening experience.